Welcome, everyone. And I'm sure you've had enough of me, but we're nearly done. So I wanted to welcome you all here. I hope you enjoyed that lunch as much as I did. And now, before we dig into our keynote address for this luncheon, I'd like to extend our gratitude to our session sponsor for their support. So let's welcome Viral Nika, Regional Sales Senior Director, Western Canada from Schneider Electric, to share a few words.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Mining market faces a transformational moment on the industry impacted by the trends such as decarbonization, market volatility, and energy inflation or workforce shift. Furthermore, the transition towards a digital net zero economy will be highly metals intensive, about 6 times by 2040, according to the experts. This, compounded with a growing population striving for urbanization and prosperity, is further accelerating the needs for metals and minerals. Mining sector will therefore play a crucial role to enable the energy transition and the sustainable future for all as they produce the critical components for low emission and digital technologies, materials across industries. How they adapt, operationalize, and integrate those elements will define successful mining companies in the next year. It is a technological transformation, but also a cultural one. As mining companies evolve to cleaner, decarbonized, and integrated value chain practices, while becoming more resilient to energy pricing fluctuations and give agile response to supply chain demands. At Schneider, our purpose is to empower all to make the most of our energy and resources, bringing progress and sustainability for all. We realize the global energy transition is urgent, and our mission is to enable our customers to be efficient, sustainable, and resilient. Our solutions are built on EcoStruxure, our IoT-ready platform, which integrates different domains of expertise in a seamless architecture and transform information collected from anywhere into actionable wisdom for optimized end-to-end operations. We collaborate with the ecosystem of players, redesigning and delivering core processes that are more sustainable, leveraging our unique expertise in both energy management and automation. Leveraging our Aviva and ETAP software, EcoStruxure for mining creates an integrated digital environment, redefines energy journey, leveraging integrated power, process, and automation to enable enterprise digital transformation and install a culture of innovation for sustainable business. Now, we have a special treat for all of you today. CM receives a multitude of abstract submissions every year for this early convention, yet very few stem from individuals as young as 12. When Nivritti Vikram's submission arrived, it piqued CIM's interest. Nivritti actually gave this presentation at the CEO luncheon earlier this week, and it created quite a buzz. So many of you expressed that you were very sorry to have missed it. Well, we heard, and backed by popular demand, it is with great pleasure to introduce you to Nivritti. Nivritti is a student at Rotherglen School in Toronto, and she is here to share her insights into responsible mining and resource management. Let us extend a warm welcome to her. Nivritti?
All right, everybody, I just want to say that thank you for being here, and I much appreciate your presence. So I want to start by saying good afternoon, everyone. And first off, I would like to thank the CIM and Schneider Electric for giving me an opportunity to speak in this prestigious delegate forum. Clearly, I am neither a CEO nor a subject matter expert or as experienced as you all are in this room. However, I hope that by the end of this presentation, you will come to see that what I lack in experience, I make up for it in my passion and aspiration for a bright, carbon neutral, and sustainable future for my generation and beyond. My name is Nivritti Vikram, and I am currently in 6th grade in Ontario. I am fortunate to have parents that are both engineers and work in the natural resources and transportation sectors. I was very intrigued to see them both write abstracts for this conference, and I wanted to put my own abstract forward. Hence, I put my ideas forward, and here I am, thanks to all that put their faith in me. You might still wonder, what and why is a kid like me doing on a stage? And I would too if I were in your shoes. However, I personally think that this is a great opportunity for everyone in this room to understand what is going through the minds of kids like me when we talk about mining. You see, when I started writing my abstract about responsible mining and resource management, I started talking to my class and schoolmates as to what mining meant to them. I asked them to put their thoughts down as pictures for me to use in my presentation. What you are about to see is what my generation thinks of mining. And this is important. As my dad always points out, my generation is your next miner, process plant operator, or even a mining CEO. My talk, hopefully, will address some of it by positioning the industry as one that is already striving to be both sustainable and responsible. All right. So I asked my friends, what is mining to you? They responded saying that mining is dangerous, dirty, and people work in poor conditions. I took these pictures from one of my friends. All right. Mining destroys rainforests, leaves tons of carbon dioxide, and destroys plant and animal life. Mining destroys lands which otherwise could be beneficial for food production, watersheds, towns, and communities. Mining uses up water and leaves people without drinking water. And then I had one kid who said that mining is gold, and my grandmother loves it. Clearly, my generation has associated mining as an industry that is dirty, irresponsible, water-consuming, rainforest killing, and one that generates carbon. Simply put, the Antichrist of David Attenborough and BBC's Nature. So I proceeded to ask the question, what should our world look like? The answer was straightforward. A future where we live in harmony with nature, where everything we use was recycled from something else, and where all power was renewable and there was no carbon. My dad always tells me that if it wasn't farmed, then it was mined. I explained to my friend that all things from steel, solar panels, and even on the TV on which we watch David Attenborough, all came from metals from mines. And mines are as important as the food we eat. That being said, not all mines are equal, and my fellow 6th graders do have a point. If it's not sustainable, then it becomes irrelevant. So how do I see mining as an industry meeting the mighty expectations of my fellow 6th graders? It's as good as the songs by Kiss my dad makes me listen to on road trips. Starting with, don't mine waste. It might be easier to bring tons of rock out in the hopes of getting a few grams of gold out. However, it makes very little sense from sustainability. I now see from my research that several mines have gone down the angle of in situ mining, selective mining using technology and AI. This now needs to be mainstream and not just the poster child of big companies. Reduce handling, rehandling, shipping for processing elsewhere, and shipping that product for refining elsewhere. Reuse and recycle water. Let computers work alongside humans in operating mines better, safer, and more efficiently. Maximize all renewable power for them to be used in the future. And use GPS tracking and AI to map out biodiversity, to put plans into place for them to be actively managed in the mines of the future. So, I asked myself if any of this was achievable, and then I researched about all the developments and noticed that several of these already exist, starting with electrical equipment. Yes, it had been done. Battery operated. Yes, that's there too. What about hydrogen powered? That's been there for a while in Anglo-American South Africa, and in situ mining, yes, that's already there too. So what about renewable power for mining? SMR, or small modular reactors, that's being tested in Ontario. And industry-scale energy storage, that's being planned for skyscrapers in Toronto. All of these technologies and innovations already exist. So why is it then that I don't hear all of this present in one mine? Why have all of these not made their way mainstream, like iPhone, whatever number it is now? I think, based on my limited research and talking to my dad, it's all to do with industry, government, investors, and communities, all having different and sometimes mutually exclusive expectations. I don't think sustainable mining and resource management is possible when to each his own attitude carries on. The only ways I can see mining becoming relevant is when all of these stakeholders come together as one. Every mine and every project requires all to come together to develop projects as one project, one team, and one world. I thank you for your attention, and I much appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Great presentation. Listening to Nivritti here, I'm very